We grow thyme on the homestead as really a walkway plant, something that we can place along borders that does good with foot traffic and is also useful. So this thyme actually provides more uses than you would expect. Everyone's pretty familiar with the kitchen herb, and you might add a little sprinkle of it to your soup or your chicken or something like that. But it's really a useful little plant. Right now you can see that the pollinators are very busy all over these blossoms. That's probably one of my favorite things about it. You can harvest the leaves of thyme for cooking. You can also make them into tea. It turns out to be really delicious and it's super good for you. And when it blooms, it sends out, look at all of this just abundance of pale pink and lavender flowers. It's going to bloom for about a month or so on these stalks, all up and down the length of that stem. And the pollinators are just working at it all day long. So that is a support to our bees, which are partners to us in pollinating the rest of the farm as well. And the bees also give us wax and honey. So it ends up being this really extra benefit. It looks pretty. When you walk by it, it smells great. You get something you can cook with. You get a very healthy and beneficial tea. You get blossoms that attract all kinds of pollinators and help the bees, which help us. And as an added benefit, once these blossoms have begun to bloom out, so after the bees have gotten lots of good nutrition and benefit from them, I'll harvest the blossoms, and that will make a thyme tea that tastes just a little bit different, just a little bit sweeter, and just one more part that you can use of this plant. It's extremely hardy to our main winters, so I'll cut it back at the end of the year, and it will just come back from the roots in the spring. Then of course you just have to be careful because it can spread very easily. So you want to keep it someplace where you don't mind having more, or where you can easily remove it where you don't want it. But the great thing is, if it does spread, at least it has all of these really beneficial uses, so that it's one that you don't mind becoming a weed on the farm.